Two kids from Queens, cut from a different cloth. Now joining forces, helping you to elevate your personal brand. Yeah, I'm talking about Nicky and Moose, bringing you a never-before-seen perspective into the mindset, the mentality, the behaviors, the driving force, but more importantly, the stories behind the people and brands that you know and love the most.
Was poppin', was poppin', was poppin'. Welcome, Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky. That's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And this is the YouTube Livey. Yes, different setup. Different setup. You know what I realized? Let's start here real quick.
Yeah.
After being home for so long, right? I don't appreciate certain hotel room furniture. I don't appreciate it as much. I'm like looking at this. I'm like, yeah, this isn't. I used to think this was great. I used to think this was great.
Yeah.
But this,
no.
Yeah, this ain't it. But anyways,
I'm super biased.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, I got a new bed. I got a new couch. I got a new mattress.
Okay.
So ever since that, I'm like, oh yeah, no. I don't care where I'm staying at. Take me back home. I want my own joint.
Right.
So
Look at this. Okay, see, for those who don't know how this usually goes, when I'm in a new place, it's always a new little setup. And so, let me get these comments right. There we go. Hi guys, what's up? There we go. 120 fam. You know what I mean? 120 fam. Look, and there we go with Jose. Shout out to Jose who helped with this whole setup, so the lights and everything. Like I will give him this. He can make anything work. All right.
Yeah,
he literally has placed these whack lamps in certain places that make this look really bright and make this look really popular. So shout out to Jose, because of him, there is a stream. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I admit that
there's a stream.
The 1968 couch don't look so bad now.
No, it looks bad. It looks bad.
Ew.
Oh my goodness!
That's the only throwback couch. I remember those.
Look, I wasn't able to do our full notification, so please do me a favor. Share this with your people. If you know somebody who usually is on here, hit them in the DMs. Be like, where you at? Nicky and Moose is live. Episode 51, talking about live, is live as well. All right.
Nice segue.
You see that, right? You see that.
That was a nice segue.
Mona, what's up? I see you. So this is what I need, though. We tested out a new time again. Here we go. We're testing out times. This wasn't really done intentionally, but we tested. We tested out the time. If you heard, well, no, you didn't hear. For those who'll hear the after show, you will hear how the amazing story of this particular podcast. But I believe we started over, not started over, but we stopped and started about like 7 times. 7 times.
Yeah.
Strong 7 times, right? Moose, your Wi-Fi.
No, hold up. Are you seeing me on your screen? Because typically we got the split screen.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm like in low.
You want me?
Is it the same way?
Oh wait, hold on. Where'd you go?
Okay. Maybe it just looks different on my side.
Wait, hold on. Where'd you go? Why are you not? Guess one. Hold on. See, look at. Here we go. Boom. There we go. You're all right. It's a little fuzzy. Oh, what?
Okay.
Wait, where'd you go here now? Hold on.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see myself on the joint.
Oh, you know why? Because this is a new setup. So okay, so what are you seeing? People, this is how we do. Man, how did I do this before? Do you remember how I did this before?
Nope. You are on your own.
Thanks, buddy. Thank you. You're so kind. I got it. Bang. You should see it. See how fuzzy it is?
Wow. Okay. Dang, that is mad fuzzy. What's going on? Okay. Sheesh. I'm over here looking at the other box like, yo, I'm looking all right. Okay, hold up. Let's see what's happening. Let me just get myself situated. Do
All
this
right,
real quick.
we
All
should be
right.
good.
All right.
Look, this. Okay, so quick story. As Moose figures out, this is how you look. So normally this is what we do in the pre-show, right? We come on
Mm-hmm.
live. Let me see if this works out right. We come on live, right? We make sure everybody looks good, sounds great, all that great stuff. We do the usual, hey, how do I look? Hey, how do you look? You know? But they didn't have time. All right? Didn't have time because we had to be here. So, this is the life of a live stream show. All right, this is life. But getting to the topic at hand, like I said, please share this with your people. And hit the super chat if you feel like we've added value in your life through the podcast. So I had this very interesting conversation, and I'm gonna let Moose lead off the topic because I could get too transparent, and I don't know if he wants me to get transparent about this one, but I don't mind. So I'm gonna let him lead it off, and then how he steers this direction, I will follow.
Yeah. Well, let me take it here first, and maybe we can allow a little transparency today. I think it's
Yes,
probably good to do
yes,
that to
yes. I
do
get
that
the
once in a while.
transparency.
Yeah. No, I think we should take it there. But no, I actually wanted to at least address it from the context of leadership
Okay.
because, I think that it's one of those topics that is probably talked about a lot, but the truth is everyone wants to be a leader, claims to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
It is the thing that is most in demand and people look for and admire. But the truth is not everyone is a leader yet.
Okay.
Right? Like we've all heard about, regardless of your position, you're a leader. Like everyone's called to lead in some extent. But I think that while that is true, not all of us are leaders yet. So as a result of that, some of the ways when we're put in a position to lead, we don't successfully do that. So I'll let you kind of give the story and I'll talk about the three levels of leadership that I feel most people will fall under or grow through just as they kind of develop and gain more experience and work on themselves, et cetera, and kind of help people just to navigate the do's and don'ts of leadership when you're trying to, establish your authority, get people to buy into your brand, get people to buy into your product, and even just build a team. I think all of those things are going to help when we talk leadership. So
Yep.
yeah, give a little backstory and we'll take it there.
So okay. So here is, well, he don't care, so I can say whatever I want to say. So there was a situation to where one of the guys got a negative review on one of their products, right? And so one of the leaders told this person in a public setting, like in our group text, like, you got a negative review, and said something else, right? For me, how I was always taught is that you praise in public, you kind of like give all the negative stuff in private, right? So I immediately hit this person on the side, like, hey, yo, why? And it was the first negative comment on the product, right? Yo, why'd you do that? What's up? Well, I didn't find it negative. Well, you didn't create it. You know what I mean? So he's like, well, it could push the person, we can't baby them. And which all I understand. Okay? And in which totality I understand. Because the negative comment wasn't so deep, but at the same time, we can't get in the habit of giving those negative comments, whether it's big or small, because we may not see it's big to that person, they may. So I was like, it's not about babying, it's really getting in the habit of, when something's in the group, it's either a reminder or praise. And that anything kind of negative, because we're going to get more people in the group, right? We're going to get more people to on the team, and we're not going to necessarily know how they're going to react with hearing something negative that we deem isn't so big. So it was like it wasn't a bad back and forth. It was just I don't see the issue. And then I said, well, you're used to an environment, and I think this also plays a role with maybe teams and leadership. You're also in an environment to where outing a person is a regular thing, right? When something goes wrong, it is definitely done in a very public situation. And for me, I've seen a pattern of maybe this is why people stay in their comfort zone and they don't necessarily initiate much of the ideas or some of the tasks that needs to happen, because they're either afraid or just doesn't really want to get outed. So that's kind of the environment you would create if you continue in a public setting to point out everything that is wrong. And I say this because I've done it in my own situation where I've noticed that, some things just need to be hit on the side. So that's why for me personally, I have this either a reminder or praise within a group, but this ain't it on the side kind of thing. So that's kind of the backstory of it. You know what I mean? That's kind of the backstory without saying names.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Well, I did want to talk about this and at least just kind of to your point, because I think when you give feedback, let's just call it feedback, publicly, or in a place where there is more than one person who is watching along, even if it's a good seed, even if it's a good feedback that can really help someone level up, not everyone is open to receiving criticism in a public setting or comfortable letting other people know they messed up. Like that's something that can be very hurtful for people. So what I've noticed is you'll have a good amount of people who get extremely defensive, right? Either defensive or just misread or miscalculate what's actually being said, just because you've already triggered an emotional response. So I know that that's kind of what you spoke to as well. It's like, when I actually seen that happen, it wasn't that's why you called it out. But I wanna kind of dive deeper into that a little bit in terms of, other than just saying the obvious, like, all right, that stuff should be in public. There's also, to play a devil's advocate to it in a sense, there's of course, when we read the book with, what's his name? Oh man, can't believe I forget the guy's name. Remember the book we were reading last year?
There's many books we were reading last year.
All right, it'll come to me in a second. It'll come to me in a second. I'll tell you. It'll come to me in a second. But what his whole thing was,
Ray Dalio?
They built a company where everything was public. Yes, Ray Dalio. There we go.
Okay.
Ray Dalio. Exactly. So they built a company where everything was talked about publicly, right? Like they made it public information for people to see and know what's happening. So I'm saying, what do you think is the difference between a culture that Ray Dalio built and talks about in terms of like, hey, we let people know exactly what's happening behind closed doors because we don't want there to be any hidden surprises or any hidden agendas. But on the flip side, there's also a way in which people can, like you said, make everyone's business public, and it's talked about, aired out publicly, and then it creates that, oh shoot, like I'm the one in trouble this week, or I'm the one who's kind of getting called out, and not really creating room for growth. So one creates an area for growth, the other doesn't create an area for growth. Now, I'm just saying, from your perspective, what do you kind of see to be the difference for something like that?
I mean, so it's all about transparency to an extent. See what I'm saying? Like, we want to grow. So there is a need of understanding what is right and wrong. there's a need for, let's say, maybe like those hot seat situations, right? But in a safe environment, not like blindsided. And I think when you go with kind of just that very public, air it out to the world, it can really blindside you. Now, like I said, you can kind of prep it. Okay, AC, you're really loud. You could really prep it to where it is, this is what we're going to do every week, right? That's that level of transparency. This is what we're going to do every week. We're going to put it out all on the table. And we're going to, as a group, come up with certain solutions. Oh, did Moose leave us? Moose left us. Where did he go? All right, well, I'm here. So we'll wait till Moose comes back, right? See, this is why we love live streams. So, so when you think of it like that, where you put everything out on the table, you agree to a time and a day, maybe every week, every month, every kind of quarter, right? Then it doesn't leave such a defense mechanism or a blindsided kind of vibe. You're now looking at it as, I am coming to this meeting, to this call, to this Zoom meeting, whatever we're doing now, with understanding that what I submitted, what I've done, it could possibly have some errors, but as a group, we're going to figure it out. I'm not going to be stuck figuring it out on my own, right? I'm not going to be stuck trying to figure out the solution when I'm not even sure how to do it. Because I was the one, when we make mistakes, we're usually the ones that, like, I thought this was right. So I could wrap my head around different solutions and different situations, but in all actuality, everything's better with a team. So I think there has to be kind of like a happy medium when it comes to teams, when it comes to leadership, as, hey, I ain't trying to dog you out. I ain't trying to air it out everywhere and have you blindsided and maybe even paranoid and not confident. But I do feel as a collective, we do have to push ourselves to get better. We do have to figure out different ways on how to elevate as a team. So if I'm down and out, then you know what? I could rely on the next person to help me figure out how to get better. If you're down and out, I can help you, and vice versa, and things like that. So I know I hit up Moose, and as we wait for Moose to come back, like, I hit up Moose about it, because I know at times, I don't know how many people feel the same way, but I know at times that I could be like, let's say, over exaggerating. Not over exaggerating, that's not the word, but I could be a little too hard on a situation. And so with this particular situation, when my man did it in the group, like, it wasn't even 3 seconds that passed. It was, hey, yo, what we doing? Like, why did we address this negativity in a public setting? And I always, and for me, always have to look at it from, hey, should I even have done it differently? Should I have let that sit? Should I have addressed it in the public so the person who did get the negative knows that somebody is standing up for them? Do they even care if somebody is standing up for them? So, those different kind of scenarios kind of play each time, right? But, it's one of those things. But for those who are in the comments, right, for those who are watching live, which Moose is coming. Moose having some technical issues. Don't worry, this is not the Nicky show. I got a whole live for that. But Moose is having some technical difficulties. You know what I mean? Oh, here he goes. I think we got him back. Let's see. All right, hold up. Let me get him in. Here we go. He's back.
Yeah. We're gonna have
A
to make
lot
it work.
clearer too.
We're gonna have to make this work.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
for
The
it.
computer's restarted, and I figured out it wasn't even a Wi-Fi; it was the computer. So yeah, we have on some
Oh
little
wow.
setbacks, but yeah, I'm gonna get this thing situated and then log in. Can you hear me? Okay.
Oh, I hear you just fine. Just fine.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh, oh, wait. I thought I heard you fine and then you went away. Where'd you go? Moose. Why do you always Moose?
What about now?
Good. I think. Not really. Why do you always have the technical issues when I'm away? What did he Oh Lord. This is let's see if we got him again. Sir. Young sir.
What about now?
Uh,
Hey, young man.
How do you have the technical issues when I'm away?
That's a. I think you see what happened
I,
was
I just I
I
just want
think
I
when you
love to hear
said
this is like the third time.
oh, this makes no sense to me. I have no idea. Honestly, that's a great question. Yeah, it spread like corona somehow. It got to me, and then now, yeah. But you look great though. I will say that. Shout out to you for you know what I'm saying, for
normally
still rocking it.
normally when these tech issues happen, I'm clear as day in a whole new environment. My man is like, um, uh, I'm gonna restart my computer real quick.
Uh,
My mic just went out, and my Wi-Fi, and my computer.
Ew,
I'm just talking to you from a cup.
ew.
What? What are we here? What are we doing?
Oh my God, that sound effect, that is hilarious.
I'm just,
That
I
is priceless. These are,
listen. I just,
uh,
I just feel, I feel like that's next. I feel like I wish I had a cup with a string. I feel like that's gonna come next. Like, hey, I don't know what happened. Uh, the little
can you
vacuum
hear me
thing,
okay though?
the vacuum thing that I have. It went over the wire. Everything turned off. I
Uh,
have a cup.
the robot. Oh my God, the robot. Don't remind me.
The robot.
Ew. Oh my God.
Look,
Oh
they
my God.
asking like
Oh,
Philly in
hey,
the
shout
house.
out to everyone
Moose,
in the
where?
comments still rocking with us though.
Look, Moose, where you at? The people are like, where Moose? What? Listen, they
Man,
want you. They don't even want
man,
me. They want you. They're like, yo,
man.
where Moose at? Nicky, get off the
No,
screen.
no. Hey, she's here. She holding it down as always. Yeah, we're gonna get this thing situated. Give me about a couple minutes. I'm gonna be here a couple minutes. No, but I'm still laughing at this whole cup situation. But no, I heard you. I logged into the actual live piece, and I heard you talking on just like how you tend to attack things like immediately, right? Like kind of get onto it. And what I was gonna say is I don't even think it's about you making things bigger than they are. But from what I've come to know about you is that you're actually extremely protective over those you care about. So there's like a select few that you tend to just immediately like, whoa, no, you can't cross here. Hold up, right?
Those are
So I
facts.
think, and I think that to some extent, to a large extent, is really the true definition of a leader, right? It's like you're not just leading for the sake of what you can gain off of people. It's leading because you're protecting these people, you're putting their interests first, and you want to make sure that they kind of get a fair share out of the deal. And that kind of leads me to, why I titled this thing Leadership Levels, because I feel like in a simple format, there are three levels of leadership, all right?
Oh, look
The
at
first
you.
level is a boss.
Look at
Oh,
you.
I am in that screen. I am in that screen. Dang. I feel more like a chicken. You know what I'm saying? The rooster heads like,
Yo, if you can't have fun with technical issues, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell. Where are you going? Where?
ew. You didn't see it look like a little the little
That
freaking
people
whatever those things are, but
episode 51 is out. Okay.
Hey, at least
If
51
there's
got
nothing
done. Let me
else
tell you
you can
something.
get out of today,
Yeah.
you gonna get something out of that podcast.
Yep. Yep. You know how we are, man. We gonna make this thing happen come hell or high water just because we got a streak. We got a what's the record now? Well, 51 podcast episodes in a row.
Yep.
A year and a half bare minimum every week
Mm-hmm.
on the live show.
Yep.
I don't think we ever took. Did we take any time off? I don't think we took any time off.
We took 1 week off in order to put up the podcast.
Ah, that's right. To prepare for the podcast.
We took 1 week off in
Okay,
order for the podcast. Yep.
in a year and a half. Okay, I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. Wow, wow. All right, all right, all right. Come
Celebrate.
on,
Celebrate.
internet. Stop playing with me. Celebrate,
Your internet is different. Yeah. Internet is different.
bro. I don't know what's happening.
Your
At first, I thought it
internet.
was my Wi-Fi. Then I got in through my phone. But hold up, let me try one more thing. Seriously, one more thing.
On the shout out to Ralph. Ralph, are you coming to 120? We gotta meet you. Ralph is like one of our like main listeners. It's like a major move. Hope it didn't go over anyone's head. Even as things weren't going Moose's way, he's still present, logging into the live. Just like, all right, let's see if he comes back. Here we go. Here we go. Are we back? My man's praising you because you keep coming back. You gonna say something, sir?
I'm not trying to speak too soon. I just want to test my movements to make sure I'm not slowing up.
You're fine. You're
All
fine.
right, no, I think it's good. I think it'll be good for now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is good. All right, let's make this work until this computer want to reboot or do whatever type of crazy stuff it want. But for now, we're gonna try and make this thing work.
You got
All
it.
right, nah, seriously though, thanks for joking with us and bearing with us while we do this technical difficulty craziness. But now for the real lesson. Again, we titled this thing "Leadership Levels" because of the three areas that I felt like I said we all kind of go through. But the first leadership level is you're a boss, right? You're a boss, meaning that you have the title and or position. Someone puts you in the role to say, hey, you are responsible for, you need to manage these, you need to take care of set, right? Responsibilities. Cool, you're a boss. That doesn't mean people have bought into you as their leader.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that people respect you or care to listen to what you have to say as the person in charge. They just see you simply as a body in place. Right? First level is you're a boss. And then for some of us, we might kind of feel that we're getting pushed around or we're not the type to be messed with. So we end up getting into the next level of leadership, which is you become a bully. You go from being a boss who just has the position to become a bully, right? For some of us, I'm not saying this to everyone. For some of us, we become a bully where you begin to enforce your will on other people, right? You might call it manipulation. You might call it persuasion. You might call it just being slightly more aggressive than the average person, but you're able to push people around. And now people follow. They do follow. They do look at you as the leader, but more because they are afraid of you. They fear the position that you're in, or they fear you as a person. They fear the reprimands that might come from, what will happen if they don't follow or they don't go in your direction. So, yes, you can say you got people walking behind you, but are you a leader? I don't know. Right. So let's talk about those first two levels, Nix, because I want people to number one at least figure out what level they're on. Obviously, the third level is a leader.
Right.
There's a mutual respect between you and your people.
What just happened?
Right. They willingly go to you to lead them to a specific area or a specific direction. Am I cutting up?
Yeah, a bit.
Okay, so answer this question for me because it looks like I'm almost there.
Okay.
What or how would you help someone know what level they're on? how would you help someone to identify if they're on the boss level or the bully level?
I think
What are some
so.
things that come to mind if like,
So
as you
this,
think about maybe even yeah.
um, I think it's just having a conversation with them, and if they genuinely enjoy intimidation or teamwork, right? Normally, those people who are bullies actually appreciate fear within their team. Like, yo, they have to fear me.
Hmm.
No, they have to respect you. They don't necessarily have to fear you. And so I think that's not, that's just purely a conversation of that. Two, you can, you can have the team speak up. Literally have the team speak up on how they feel about the particular leader. Now, that can backfire because majority may be, if it's a bully, may feel intimidated and not say anything at all. But I mean, it is an option
Afraid, yeah.
of that. But for me, that the only thing that comes to my mind is, do you appreciate fear in your workplace or not? If you appreciate fear, you're a bully. And once again, I'm really delicate, not delicate, but I'm really understanding lately that just because I won't do it doesn't necessarily make it right or wrong. You know, it's maybe in certain situations a bully is needed for certain individuals. I just know for me, I can't be a bully. Now, I can sometimes be overbearing. I will say that. I can, if something is wrong and I feel like it is common sense, which I'm working on, and or if it is something that is a repeat offense, I'm gonna come a different direction than, hey, can you do this? Whoop de woo. Because
Hmm.
normally when you ask for something, especially if you are still in the trenches with them, 9 out of 10 times it could get done. But there sometimes is may be a hiccup or some sort. But if it's a repeat offense, that gets a different side. I wouldn't necessarily say bully, but it's definitely like, yo, what are we doing here? Really? No, like I don't understand why this is taking forever to do. So, it's a conversation for me with the figuring out if they're a bully
Hmm.
or a boss.
Okay, talk about this real quick because some people might completely not connect with or relate with the idea of being a bully. They're like, not at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even see myself as a leader, right? Like I don't want that responsibility, or I'm not necessarily, I don't feel prepared for that role.
Well, leadership isn't for
Answer this question
everybody.
there real quick. How do, but someone may have the desire, they just feel like they may not feel like they're ready, right? For whatever reason, for credibility's sake,
Okay.
for confidence sake, for experience, any of those things. How do you prepare as a leader? Like, how do you prepare to be a leader? It's like, oh, you know what? I have aspirations of one day, being like so and so who I look up to, who I know they are a leader.
Yeah.
How do I prepare as a leader?
I think you look at, like anything, you look at top leaders within your industry, within your company, things like that, and you figure out what you want to do and what you don't want to do. I learned the most from people I don't want to be like. You know, when I was in the Navy, there were a lot.
Really?
Yeah, I learned how I am is from the leaders that I didn't want to be like. So I've had those bullies and I've had those
Hmm.
bosses. And the bosses, and no offense to anybody, but I felt like the bosses were the least educated in their field. I felt like they knew how to say
Mm.
demands, but they didn't know in its entirety what it took to solve that particular problem. And I feel like to have that position, you need to have the knowledge and the respect and the power for that. Not just one or the other. If you don't have the knowledge in what you're doing, maybe not necessarily more than the person that you're telling it to, because clearly they're doing the job. But if you don't have at least the understanding of it, I can't listen to you. I cannot listen to you. There's no way, shape, or form that I can listen to anybody who's telling me to do something and they don't even know how to do it themselves, at least 70% of it. Oh, wait. Are you coming back? Are you coming?
Yeah, I'm getting out of this.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Hello. Wait. Oh, my God. Wait. What just happened? How do I get rid of the other one? All right. Okay, here we go. Shout out to Isaiah with the super chat. I see you. Oh, wait. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? All right. There we go. I think we're good.
Are we better?
Oh, we're way better now. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I just don't understand.
Look, honestly, I don't know.
I don't.
And for everyone talking smack about my Wi-Fi, let me tell you, I have the most expensive package. I pay a lot of money for this Verizon Fios.
Because he lives in a rich neighborhood.
Oh God. Oh, I gotta tell you who I ran into the other day. I gotta tell you, there's one more person. There's one more person. I was like, oh snap, yo, that's what's their name?
People, this is what I'll say. Look, hold on. Let me get like this real quick. Before you move to a rich neighborhood, check their Wi-Fi. There's no reason you are paying this much and seeing all these different celebrities, and yet your internet is trash. So
that's facts. That's a big fact. But hey, just know that it's usually the building's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's the building. Yeah, make sure you check with the building. Like,
you live in a rich neighborhood, but not a rich building.
Right. Well, actually, no, I can't say right to that because the building is
the building is nice. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. His view, y'all only see a little bit of it, right? Y'all only see like the glare and like some of the lights, but I promise you, his view is kind of fire. He pays for it.
Like, I try and keep it where they can't really see. They just see a whole bunch of whatever, but
I see what you're doing, just in case when you become really, really rich and then they can look at the location and spot you out and rob you. I see what you're trying to do. That's that paranoid life. Yeah. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom. Discreet. My mom's the same way. Like, yo, don't show too much. Like, don't do that. I'm like, who in the world is coming for me? Who?
Right. But now, hold up. You be telling people everything. You be like, well, let me tell you, I'm gonna size this.
Hello, my mom's watching.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
I just said she's paranoid of me, and here you go. Yep, she says everything about her social security number. She gives her ID straight up. Like
that's the running joke. Nicky will give you her social as soon as you meet her. That's the running joke.
I trust people, and that is a bad thing. You know what?
Yeah.
It's bit me in the behind so many, but I feel this is the thing, because you know how we're going so sidetracked, but this is a real life situation that happened literally a couple of days ago. You know how because people can be whether trusting or open or something, and you're like you keep getting burned by it, right? And people will be like, yo, you can't continue to do this, right? Or naturally, some people start becoming guarded and not as trustworthy to certain people. But I feel like, yo, there's somebody who really deserves that. And you cannot close it off just because you got burned a few times here and there. Now, clearly, you kind of have to work on your judgment, which I still suck at. But at the same time, like, each new person should be given the benefit of the doubt because they how you treated those people in the past, like they didn't they didn't deserve it and they didn't know what to do with it. But these people do deserve it, and because of what happened over there, you're now being like, nah, bump that. I don't like you. Nope, nope. I'm gonna do it by myself. Nope, not doing it. And I'm like, because I had a conversation with somebody, and they're like, your next one, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't. I'll do this all over again. What you talking about? I'm gonna treat people how I want to be
What do they
treated.
mean? Like the next endeavor or the next
the
what?
next situation. Like the fact that you got burnt, and I'm just making it into a general thing. Mine's is more of trust and openness and everything like that. But like, you can't be telling your social security number to everybody. I'm like, but maybe they know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this next one really knows what to do with it. Why am I going? I've just been like that. And I've been burnt so many times with that mentality. But I don't regret anything because I'm just like, yo, somebody's going to come into my life, like an amazing friend, an amazing coworker, like an amazing situation. And it makes sense, me going through the roller coasters, that this one is like, let's go. Let's take this to the moon. So, super side note, but yeah. I don't know.
I mean, no, we make choices on that every day.
Big facts. Big facts.
Yeah, we make choices on that every day. Hey, what's Isaiah talking about? Isaiah said, "Can we please post the one video I made that's fire?" Public plea.
No. So, okay. So, no. Hold on. No. Okay. We said on the podcast, close to the end, that I used to box, right? Of course, Mr. I can find any footage in the world finds it, and I'm like, I just said my mom didn't want. Why would I put this out? I just said my mom didn't like me boxing, so now you want me to put out content of me boxing when my mom doesn't necessarily like it? What? How make this make sense for me? Make this make sense for me. So it's not that I'm ashamed or anything. I just like, you know what? That was a part. My mom wasn't super cool with it. Let's just leave it over there. That's what he's talking about. My man did a whole Rocky thing. Oh, Nicky and Moose, like the logo coming in, and it's like, I'm like, dude, you're so extra. Like, he was waiting for it.
You gotta love it.
Because Isaiah was like, for years now, Nicky got hands. I'm like, yo, how did he? But I don't put anything past Isaiah. Isaiah will find clips. Isaiah will find everything. It is, I don't understand why, but that, I take it as he really loves me and he really wants to see what has happened in my life. And so he searches everything in Google. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Look.
All right.
Boom. As you said, leave it in the past. I'm just saying.
I love it. Talk about that final one, though.
Final one. What are you talking about?
Talk about the final one. We talk about the last level is actually leadership.
Yep.
All right. What is that? What is leadership? How you define leadership? What type of leader are you? That whole nine.
I flipped that on you. Because I think, and I don't know if I publicly said this. I don't even know if I publicly said this. But I'm going to publicly say it. Like, how you molded and led Brandon, for those who don't know Brandon's amazing, right? Is out of this world. Super out of this world. This was a kid that I didn't even know what crumbs he came from. That sounded so bad, but you know what I mean. That sounded bad. What crumbs he came from? Why did I just say that? That's bad. I didn't mean that. I hope he never watches. Don't watch this.
Imagine it's the one he's on. Imagine you said that. He's like, yeah, I'm actually going to tune into the show tonight. Oh, dang.
Right.
They said.
He said I came from crumbs. No. Okay. I didn't know who he was. Put it that way. I didn't know who he was to now being able to trust him and set up certain things with just like, I believe Moose like does a head nod or something like, and he's like, and you can do this. And I'm like, because, and this is funny because E does the same thing. I'm like, why doesn't Moose just ask me? Why
Right.
don't we? Why? You call me. We talk. We have regular conversations. You just hanged up with me and here comes Brett. What is happening? But then I had to sit back and be like, he's doing his whole leadership and delegating and blah, blah, blah. It's pretty dope to see. At first, I was like, "Yo, why can't he just ask me? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Until he tells me I'm not doing this." I was really,
Right.
and then I saw what was happening. And so for that, I want to give you your flowers on how you have led that. I was about to call him a crumb again. This is our Brandon. Don't watch this. Don't watch.
Nah, Brandon's the man. Brandon is the man.
How you raised this kid into literally
Young man.
a young man now. No, he's a young. He's not.
Well, he's a young man now raised into a older man. I don't know,
he's
whatever
not
you
an
want to
older
call
man.
it.
That boy's young. Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyway, so what is your definition of leadership?
Yeah, I mean, I think. Thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate that. I don't think we've ever. Yeah, you're right. We never spoke about that. Not publicly, not privately, not and nothing. So yeah, no, I appreciate
I think
that. Thank
because
you.
low key, I'm like, why did you talk to me? But it's cool. So I might as well publicly express.
Yeah, I got you. Fair. No, I think for me, like when I think of leadership, I think of like being able to duplicate yourself into somebody, considering the unique talents or the unique things that they also possess. Because I don't want Brandon to be Moose 2.0.
Right.
I want Brandon to avoid the mistakes that Moose made and kind of like shortcut that entire process, plus build whoever Brandon is in addition to that. So like you build on top of Moose to become a better version.
Yeah.
So I think for a lot of people, they actually look at that as a major risk because they're like, wait a second, you're telling me to train my people to be better than me as their leader. Well, how do I know they're not going to outgrow me? They're not going to take my spot. They're not going to do these things, right? And quite frankly, you don't know. But the way leadership works, when you do that for somebody, they put you in a position that they are going to go into a burning building with you because they're like, whoa, not only did you give me an opportunity, you helped me to develop my skills, and now I'm actually I'm a better person for it. So you almost feel in a way, and I'm you have to, but you feel like you're indebted to the person who helped you to do that. So I feel, when I think of leadership, that's how I see it. So, when Brandon came on the scene and I kind of tell the story of, an intern who popped up and was kind of calling like, hey, what's up? Can he said to call you? Can I mean, is there anything? And then I don't know what happened that one day, but I'm just like, yo, when I tell this dude to call me at 3, my phone is ringing at 2:59. When I say, hey, let's get this done by this day, it's usually done earlier. Or when we are talking about, here's what I think are some adjustments that you need to make or some things you need to consider, there's never a back and forth of, no, that can't be, but why? There's just like, oh, you're telling me something or showing me an opportunity to learn and get better, I take it and run. So it's difficult to not want to pour into that type of person, even more. So yeah, but I think seeing his development over the last year or so has been pretty dope.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I put up. I don't know why I put it away and bring it back up. No, the crumbs, not the crumbs. I didn't want to bring. I felt like, and shout out to Jada Speaks to Connect, right? I felt like that was like it was a puzzle. It's like leadership is the skills required to be an effective leader, and I was like, is that?
Or maybe you gotta be a leader to be an effect. I mean,
Leadership is
Okay,
the
now I see what you're
skills
saying.
required to be an effective leader. I feel like that's a trick. Like I feel like that's a legit definition, but like I feel like it's a trick. Like, it's like what is
Yeah,
it?
Jada, write that back. Write that back. See if you can
Jada, is that for real? For
if you
real?
can
Like,
reward
is
that.
that a situation? Like, because I always feel like certain definitions have to be like deep. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like leadership is the thing you need to be a leader. It can't be this. But then, right? It can't be that simple. But, and not saying you're wrong, Jaden. Not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, is that a real thing? Because if it's that simple, that's great. But there are some things that are that simple that we tend to overlook because we think it's that
Yeah.
simple. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
that's why I
Yeah.
put it up there. I was like, is it that simple? Like, do we have our own? And of course, like with anything, we're always going to formulate our own kind of definition based off our experience of what like leadership is and things like that. Like I said, I define leadership and how I became one is by all the people who I didn't want to become. Like everybody who sucked in my Navy days, I am the complete opposite of them. I actually don't model myself off of good ones. I have enough bad ones to model and be like, I'm going to be the opposite of you and you and you and you.
Wow.
Because y'all, thank you for making me. You know what I mean? Thank you for making me. Hey, no trick. Leadership is a tool. Okay. All right. I learn something new every day. I learn something new every day. I ain't mad at that, Jada. I ain't mad. Thank you.
Yeah, we can work with that.
Because, like I said, if it is that simple, I am here for it because I felt like leadership is supposed to have like this empowering kind of definition. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
I feel like it's supposed to move you into being a leader. But it could be as simple as it is a tool for you to be a leader. Facts.
I like that.
I am here for it.
I like that. I like that. Talk about your definition, though. I mean, just a few cues, man. You think about what's required to be a leader, what made them suck. It was the ineffective skills they possess.
That's a bar. I see what you did there. I see what you did. I see you paying attention, Jada. I see you paying attention. Okay?
Came back.
That's a you think about what's required to be a leader. What made them suck? That's an ineffective skill. I like that. I like that. But like okay. So let's talk about some of the skills they lacked in, right? So I believe a leader has the ability, not the have to, but the ability to be in the trenches if have to, right? So like I don't feel like, because if you're pointing and telling people what to do, I feel like you're a ruler and not necessarily a leader. I feel like you're like sitting back. Yes, get me the grapes and fan me. Oh, can you go take
Fan
that
me.
out? Take the trash out. The lights are flickering. Can you change the light bulb? Like I feel like you're a ruler when you're like that, right? And that's what some people do. They're like, go do that, go do that. This is our task for today. Have at it, and they live in their cushiony desk or air conditioned situation or on a beach, and telling people go do this, 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 and they don't ever have the ability to be in the trenches. I don't find those types of people to be a leader. like, or any type of leadership. I feel that that part is important. So the ability and the skills to understand your job, and if have to, be the replacement. If have to. Like, very rare. Don't get it twisted. I'm not telling you go do their job, but like, it at some point, and I think this is where, and I've seen it in like civilian life, as we would like to call it, to where you get a position because you know a person, or because you've done a test very well, right? And so now you have this position, but there is no ground level. Like, you weren't necessarily the mailman to then the office clerk to, like, you didn't move up, right? You were just very smart, which is nothing wrong. But for me, amazing leadership, and there's levels to leadership, but amazing leadership has to be knowledgeable, has to be, has to once again, praise in public, has to be a protector of the team. Like, not be like, oh, well, that was my team, you know, you gave me these people, what do you want me to do with them? Like, that's not it for me, at least for me. But it just, it's a different, and having a team, what's really big is having a team and making sure if there's a level of success that they feel it and they have their own at some point.
That's good.
Whether
That's
that's
good.
whether that's on a pride tip, a celebration tip, whether it's a money tip, whatever it is. But I feel like whatever type of success shouldn't only be for the top. Like, okay, I did all this work and you're getting the benefits of it. What do I, and saying, and being, how about this? Saying I was a part of it could only go so far sometimes. I mean, yo, this was a so and so event, and it did this numbers and these numbers and that, and that's grand and amazing. But if there's no true recognition in some way, shape, or form in the matter that matters to them,
That's huge.
that's just,
That's huge. That's huge. You know what's a part of leadership that I feel like I have been pretty bad at, and I'm really making a conscious effort to improve on, is to not be so focused on the work that I miss out on opportunities for relational building moments, right? Like, for
Okay.
example, you know, like we got a group text today with an audio note from someone who was sick. And I was
Yes.
like, my mind immediately went to, oh, let me address the question or the issue.
Yep.
And then after I thought about it later, I'm like, dang, this is probably a great opportunity to reach out to someone on a separate note and be like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay. You know, I heard you weren't feeling well. So like, I want to start really becoming conscious to care for the person before the work sometimes, especially in some situations where it can almost feel like life or death. So I used to be the other way around. I used to be so focused on the person and probably not at all focused on the work.
Right.
And I think as of late, I've become so heavy on the work standpoint that I'm kind of slipping away from the personal side as well. So I will say, you know, in addition to some of the things that you mentioned, it's important to know how to be able to pivot and go in either direction, regardless of what side you typically sway to. So like right now, heavy on the work side, I'm like, okay, let me start being a little bit more personable and show the people that I care about them as individuals, as opposed to what we're working on or what we're building or whatever those things are. Because those are great, but you know, people want to still feel like, yo, you appreciate them for them. Yeah.
Facts. But it is about to be 9 in a few seconds. You know what I mean? It's 9. We appreciate everybody who has joined, who has rocked with us through the technical difficulties, through the smooth parts of it. You know what I mean? Please, please, please leave a review for the podcast. If you're going to leave a review and you are live on this, or even if you're watching the replay, right? Please say, I'm going to leave a review, or type in one, however you want to do it. Please leave a review. This helps the show tremendously. Tremendously. I'm going to emphasize on that. So please leave a review. Of course, we acknowledge it every single week for those who leaves us a review. It's important. Go follow us on all social media channels, especially Instagram, because we're almost at 3,000 followers. Right? We're almost at 3,000 followers. Go and support that. And thank you, Moose, for continuously showing up, even when it can be frustrating, even when you look pixelated, and then you look clear, and then you're on your camera, and then you're on your phone, and
All types of
however
stuff.
it is. We appreciate you. We appreciate
Yeah.
you. What you say?
I love it. All for the team, man. All for the team and for the people. I think that's what matters. You rock this thing out. You make it look easy, and it's not easy. And make sure you go listen to episode 51, because you got to know what happened. Actually, no, I don't think we talked about it on the. Did we talk about it on the actual episode, or was that for the after show?
It was for the after show. So definitely for all my Apple Podcast people, and we're working on it for our Spotify people and all that great stuff. Definitely go check out the after show and hear the the story of how episode 51 was made. Because, like I said, it was my fault. This was my fault. I'm not going to blame everything on any other person but myself. It was definitely my fault and Virginia's Wi-Fi. So, go check that out. It's a whole vibe. The after shows are a whole vibe. If anybody heard the Wallow after show, y'all will understand that after show is where you need to be at for the extra pieces that we definitely can't say on the podcast. Whether because we run out of time or because we just got to break it down in a different sense. So, yeah, after show. But thank you, Moose.
Yeah, thanks. Man, thank you.
Share and leave a review on the podcast. That's all we ever ask. Shout out to everybody who left us a super chat. We appreciate you. And you know what we're going to say.